Hey everybody, it's Coffee Munster, and I am live today for coffee recommendations, which is going to be my new weekly read list, or I guess recommendations of what to read. I see Lady, you're already here. Hello, hello, hello. I'm sad we didn't get to play Fortnite yesterday, but hopefully today. But definitely stoked that you're here. I'm a little bit nervous. It's my first time doing this live, but I'm going to talk about a few of the books that I read this week. It's definitely a shorter list, but a couple of them are a little bit bigger, so that's pretty cool. And then, of course, I got my coffee. So first one I'm going to go over is No Wonder, and this is an older one. I think it's like 2015 or something like that. It's older. But as usual, I try not to look up the books I'm reading. I just try to read them and just discuss like the story and stuff. And then, of course, anything that I know just from seeing the cover or etc. You're nervous for me too? Thank you. Edge himself, the most unnervous person I've ever met on live, but he's just Mr. Smooth. Okay, so No Wonder. Like I said, this is an older one. It's like 2015. And I am still going to post my clip on Instagram, which will show a lot of like the inside of the art and stuff and kind of more what the story's about. But this one, which you kind of see on the cover, is about cell phones and technology taking over, but not necessarily just like people being zombies and, confined to whatever their phones tell them. It's beyond that. It's a little bit creepy. There's like some random stuff throughout it. Like there's this group of people in mass that like are attacking everyone. There's a lot happening all within one issue. So it'd be interesting to read more of these ones, but I'll have to search for them. But this is the first issue, so it's like the beginning part of it. And so this is the group of guys that are kind of roaming around slaughtering everybody. But we're following this kid. And basically he has no idea who he is, where he's at, or what's going on, just that he is trying to escape all these people trying to kill him. So it's like end of world, but like technology oriented, because they all have chips inside them and they only know what their phones tell them. And so it's like a Temu version of Walking Dead, I guess. But I don't know. It's interesting. Like I said, I'd read it. He's just basically trying to escape this group of kids who are trying to slaughter everyone. And it's only the kids, teenagers, which this kid, you kind of get the vibe that he was brainwashed and was going to be turned into one of these killers. But instead, they didn't get him. So we'll see where he goes. Sheena and Ninja, either one. Hey, hey. You're doing great. Oh, thank you so much. Can always count on you for that. Okay, so this week I picked up a bunch of graphic novels. I can thank Sheena for that. After our coffee date, I ended up buying, well, we just bought one, so it's probably not her fault. But I wanted to expand my graphic novel, so I pretty much doubled my amount. So, and I might be sharing them Friday if I don't get skipped on the low grades. Shameless plug. Catch the low grades Friday live. But I picked Sweet Tooth to start with because I only found this one, which is number 1. Oh, good. You've read it too? Yeah, I love it. I love it. So I watched the show first before I read it. I don't normally do that. But surprisingly, this actually follows the story pretty well. But there's obviously a lot more to the story than the TV show. But the TV show is good too. I watched it with my kid. My 10-year-old watches it with me. But the art and the graphics are really cool. It's very dark, very gritty, the way they did it, which I like. But if you haven't seen Sweet Tooth, so I don't want to give it away too much because this is a TV show, but essentially Sweet Tooth is a character that we're following who is kind of like a hybrid child. Stop giving Rob so much love. No, you didn't. I like the show, but maybe because my kid liked it so much. I don't know. But this issue follows it pretty well, other than they leave out like quite a bit of things. But I'm not really going to dissect the show. But I did like the show. So you'll have to tell me why you didn't like it. Yeah, I agree. I liked it. But like I said, I watched it with my kids, so maybe I was biased. Are you about to tell me you don't like The Walking Dead? Edge, I think we can't talk to her anymore. Just kidding, because I love her too much. But seriously, that's like one of my favorite. And I love the show. The show and in the book are way different, obviously. Hey, hey. But he's a hybrid kid, and basically okay, so yeah. So that was but that I'm used to. But that's exactly what I was kind of thinking too, which I like that the book has that though. Which it does have it a lot more. I mean, because in the storyline, obviously, Shepard doesn't do him as dirty as he does him in the comic book for sure. But yeah, so this kid is, like I said, a hybrid kid. He's part animal. This one particularly obviously crossed with a deer. He's got the antlers and stuff. He was raised kind of secluded out from everybody because of his papa. Like, I don't know if it's really his father. I mean, the show goes into that more. This doesn't really. And he pretty much watches him decay and like disappear into nothingness. And then he's on his own. And he does get attacked, and whatever goes down, like I said, read it, watch it. He ends up leaving for the first time ever that area that he was pretty much confined to for, I mean, most of his childhood up to, I think he's like a young teen, right? They probably say it at some point, to be honest. But yeah, it's a lot darker in this one, and clearly, Shepard has an ulterior motive, but he does run into this guy who pretty much helps protect him. But they do obviously headhunt anybody that's a hybrid. They're worth a lot of money, so they're headhunting them. They have this stuff inside their blood that people are after. It's a whole thing. Like I said, it's really deep rooted. So it's like a lot of the different TV shows that they kind of have out there, but I feel like they did it a lot different. No, never. We're never mean to Sheena. We love Sheena. I know. I'm a little bit upset too. Yeah. But the book is always better. But I actually thought this one in particular, the beginning part of the story, though, they did do, I feel like, okay. But this show, like I said, I mean, there's always something I could say about the show. But I liked it because it got my kid into the book, which then he started reading a lot more comic books. Not Sweet Tooth in general, because that's hard to find. So that's why I was excited when I got this one. I need to check out Thanos. So I just started going more mainstream too, like on my other side, which maybe I'll start putting some of those into these reads. But I picked up a lot of like Deadpool and Wonder Woman and like Catwoman recently. So maybe Thanos next. But I think Tonio gets Thanos. So I could always read his. But one of the most like reformed and like well-renowned readers is Mike Hanley. If you guys don't already know him, follow him. He's always reading. It's like, put the books down, sir. Put the books down. I actually really like Kate's though. I know, like, it's probably an unpopular opinion. That's why I felt like it was a good show on its own, like as far as TV goes. Can't stop, won't stop. But yeah, this book was really cool. But I also really like graphic novels because obviously you get a lot more of the story. Like when I'm doing these, I'm trying to just minimize to the story that I'm personally reading, or specifically reading for this show. But like if you've read a lot of the storylines, you kind of intermittently put parts of the other sides, the other issues into the story. This one, I only watched, I think, the first season. I don't think I caught up yet. I think one just came out. But yeah, this is when he turns on him at the end. Like I said, you guys got to read it, but it's like a little bit heartbreaking in this comic book in particular. But we do get left on a cliffhanger, which this actually was in the back, which is kind of funny. I just picked up the entire graphic novel series of this, of Y. So I'll be actually doing that one on here too. But that's the Last Man. So this is what's coming next. So, you know, obviously at the end he gets trapped in with all the other hybrids. So there are other hybrids which he figures out. Not as many as they show in this in the storyline, of course. In the story, there's a lot more of them, and they look a lot cooler than they show in there. It looks pretty small group. Oh, you have to check it out. Send me in my messages, which Edge already left, so hopefully he watches on the playback because I have one of these for him. And then Mike, you're such a big reader, I'll probably throw one in yours next time we see you. But this is so Mirka Andolfa is one of the artists that I love. She also writes and stuff, but I love her a lot, like a lot. But it was like a newer thing, probably like halfway through last year for me. So I started collecting as much as I could whenever I found anything by her. So when I found this, which pretty much features her, I was like, yes. But this is the image. They're like anniversary or anthology issues that they send out. This one in particular is I think it's an anniversary one. No, this one's an anthology. No, anniversary anthology. So it's both. But these ones are really cool because they include a lot of other storylines in them. And don't want to get which ones mixed up. So I'll read through which ones are in here, and then I'm just going to show you guys parts of the ones that I really liked. I read all of the ones in here. Some of them I've previously read. You don't necessarily need to, with most Image comics, you don't necessarily need to read the whole thing to understand what's going on usually. So this one contains the Blizzard, which is Geoff Johns, and that's part 2 of 12. So that's a whole 12 issue series. Ice Cream Man. If you don't read those ones usually you can read them one off, but this one's for missing persons. And that's by W. Maxwell Prince. Gospel for a New Century. Kaya. G-Man. Stupid Fresh Mess, which Scotty Young is one of my favorites, so I'll be showing you guys what that one looks like. Hopeless, which is Mirka. Red Stitches, Shift, Genna, and Billy Dogma, which Dogma, yes, it's kind of like a reference to the movie. So they have Ice Cream Man in there. So if you don't read Ice Cream Man, that's in here as well, which is cool because you can kind of like test it out. But I like it because it has a little bit of like, I think it's like surrealism, right? Like it puts reality inside of it. So this is an actual guy that he's discussing. And this guy is like pretty miserable and just kind of going through a flash through of like what his life entails. Up until, you know, the moment of where he's sitting at that bar. But the humor in the art too is really cool, but it's really dark. This is the actual real life character this one's based off of. So like I said, it's cool that they put that all in there. And then Gospel was a good one too. Definitely not for the younger audience. Yes, Ice Cream Man. Hey, yes. I decided to do the reads live, so I'll be hitting up some of you guys who are daytime YouTubers to get you guys on here with me so we can read more. But this one's cool. Like I said, it's definitely not for the younger audience. Most of these storylines aren't. So like if you're reading Image, it really usually isn't. But these characters are cool. And it's just a couple. They're like demons or devils. And in the beginning of the film, she like cuts his tongue, slits it open. And like you see here, they're like, you know, referencing that again. But that's it. I mean, they do things like that and then go slaughter people, basically. And then they had, obviously, like I said, Scotty Young, which I love Scotty Young a lot, like a lot. If you know me, you know that I love that, hopefully. If not, then I guess I need to post it more. I haven't posted, I think, in a little while for it, but I used to post them a lot, so. I know, I'm so excited. Everybody's here. We need to all catch up and play Fortnite, though. I like how all of us are the Fortnite chat, and none of us are on Fortnite anymore. Stupid Fresh Mess is his pizza spot. And so, like, they also do some of their issues under that name as well. So I follow both accounts on Insta. You guys should too. They always post really cool stuff. Sometimes they repost my story, but usually just stupid fresh mess. So, but yeah, I like that little Spawn reference there. That was cool. But it's like basically she calls him up and is like, bring some chains with you. And this is the wife calling, her husband. He assumes that's the chains she's talking about. But yeah, she wasn't talking about that. They put in these anthologies the biographies, so little bits on all the different writers and artists in these specific issues. So that's cool too. So like I said, even if you are just strictly wanting to read it and not look everything up, you can still read about the authors though, which is cool. So this is Hopeless. This is Mirka Andolfa. This was like one of the reasons I grabbed this was because of her. And then of course the cover. But this is part 2. So you definitely need to read part 1 because Hopeless is a little bit all over the place. It's horror. There's like this mom slaughtering everybody. You can see her there in that like goblin mask. And then you just kind of flash through these different scenarios between different people. And they're all a little bit like mad, a little bit, crazy in the head. So that one's cool as well. And then they end on the Billy Dogma. So that one I really liked, actually, the end of the storyline. And they had a little bit of like a pin-up vibe at the end. But that one was a black and white storyline, which is cool because I like when they kind of throw in the different colors and stuff. And then at the end, they throw in that red bombshell. So, but that one, so Image Anniversary Anthology, these ones, like I said, are cool because you can test out a lot of different stories. That way, if you aren't sure what you really like, you can kind of peruse through or have an idea of what to kind of look for. Because they'll basically recommend the best issues from that series, right? If that makes sense. Yeah, Sassy Fortnite Session. Yeah, I love the art. I think that's like one of my favorite things about her. So, and I don't even think I pointed out, I think they also had Brian Ezra, which I love him. No, he wrote on, well, I'll have to look at that later when I post it. I'll be posting on the Instagram with more details on the actual books in the post. Okay, so my favorite one for this week is going to be this one. So this is the second printing. So this did come out originally and they had different covers, which actually in the back I'll show you the covers and what they look like. But let me say this correctly. Pin up whatever. You can read yourself. Okay. It's a pin up and it's Apocalypse. Put it together, mesh it together. It is what it is. Okay, so this is issue 1. I put this in my box recently, which I don't really put a lot of stuff in my pull box because I like to pick up issues and I like to pick which one I want or, just being able to find it rather than having them find it for me. But I love pinups and I love horror. So yeah, JD, let's not talk about it. And this is exactly what it sounds like. So it's like a suburb full of pinup housewives, right? So like they're pinup style, basically bred to become housewives, but they're a little bit funny, a little bit sassy, the way they talk and stuff throughout it. They're a little bit funny. There's like little things that they throw in there, but they're definitely housewife. Like, they do the cooking, the cleaning and everything for the husband. But obviously there's an apocalypse. So that's why you see her slaying. So they start off with a flashback where they go back in time and they show the days leading up. She's only 18. So like I said, they start them pretty young. I love it though, because I like a sexy vibe to a comic book. It usually will entertain me a little bit more than a dry book. And yeah, I said it. Oh, we're being yelled at. Rick, hello. You're actually late. So don't know why you're yelling. Okay. Coffee. It's important. JD, Lady, Sheena, Inja. And Ricka, yup, or Rick Nut. Okay, so again, sexy vibe, pinup, whatever. But so basically, they're talking about whoever she's supposed to marry, and she kind of hints that she's just like not about it. Typical, right? It's always the kid or the younger adult that doesn't want to follow in the mom's footsteps or the dad's footsteps or whatever. But then like the mom kind of like throws shade to the dad and basically calls him a dumbass. So it's like it's funny that they throw like little shit like that in there. But overall, like I said, they're Stepford pinup wives. So anyways, but yeah, and then I like that little monsters mask. Little kid runs up. She was swooped by her boyfriend, this straight, I was say straight edge. This vanilla looking guy in the pink jacket, and she just doesn't really seem like she's interested. He gifted her something, and she basically dropped a handkerchief and was like, keep it. So she's, like I said, she's kind of a baddie. She runs into some people while she's driving. They don't feel like women should drive, so that's a thing. Like I said, very old school. She wants to get this beautiful red dress, which is super beautiful, actually. Look, which is show her dressing in it. Again, that sexy vibe, which I really love, that pinup vibe. And then, boom. That's the apocalypse part, right? So now a badass is born, right? So everybody's turning into zombies. Because that's usually what happens. Everybody turns into zombies. Yeah, and then let's go to the end. Then we meet other baddies as well. Little bombshell pinup style, like I said. So, but they have the original print, which was issues that look like these. I did not get that or read it back then, which is unfortunate. So I'll look for those. But these are the ones that are coming out. So I added this to my box, and I'll continue to read this. And I'll share it with you guys as I go along because, like I said, it's a really cute story. Really cute. That's the variant you can order online. I will definitely be ordering that. Obviously, it wouldn't come with a sensor on it. So that's that. Like I said, I'm not going to say the name because I can't. So the one on the left. Oh, and they also have those covers too blown up so you can see them a little easier. But I really like that one. And then I do I like the one on the left. Which one? I will be adding later with my Instagram review. I'll be adding on actually our buddy JD and another buddy of mine in the comic world. A little clip from them. Basically, follow them, please. I was going to throw it on here as well, but technical difficulties. So I'll do that on Instagram. But I want to start doing that randomly. So definitely comment here. Just message me if you know me. Obviously, Melanin and Manga. I like doing a lot of stuff with them. Lady, JD, all of you guys. Rick and I are usually streaming on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, we'll game on there a lot. But definitely want to start getting more people involved from out the different parts of the community. So comment, let me know, and we'll plug you in. But also, send us a little shout out to video, and we'll put it up on our page so we can kind of share, and we'll do it vice versa. We'll send you a shout out as well. Now, this is going to be eventually. I have no promises of when, because I'm also starting Berserker, which I don't have on me now, but I did put a video about a little bit of a look through that, which I will share it on one of these reads, but I want to do it when I've read like at least halfway through, and then I'll probably do it again when I go all the way through. But that'll be my first like full graphic novel that I'll do from manga, which was Sheena inspired. So that'll be cool. But Twitch is not too fancy. You need to stop. Actually, it is a little bit fancy though. It's actually really cool. But yeah, so I'll be adding that, and I'm going to be adding other graphic novels in too. But the guys thought it'd be funny for me to eventually do a like British culture read or whatever. So they talked about sending a book over that I would do. And my intention is to eventually do it. Maybe throw a little fun into it, which you'll have to watch it to see. But nobody told me it was this big. Okay. But I actually am interested in this story. So From Hell, I'm going to also read this one. This is Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell. It's really long, but it's actually really cool. So shout out to Zombie Joe on Instagram, or everyone knows him as Joe. This is from him. So this is actually a pretty cool vibe, though. It is, it's dark, like I like, but I actually grew up with a big, big love for Shakespeare and European art. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to read. It's just really big. So I don't know how quick I'll read through it, but I'll be doing this one as well. So if you guys have any recommendations, smaller preferably, even a graphic novel this size is fine. I could read through this really quickly. Definitely drop comments or let me know, or post one, tag us, and we'll definitely watch it. That's what she said. Yeah, that would be a good one. I actually do want to read that one. I actually think Tonio has it. Well, some things there isn't, Rick, so don't get too carried away there. And that was not too big. Like I said, I'm going to read it. It's just, it's going to take me a minute because I'm reading so many other books and I want to keep up with this energy. Also as a reminder, because I haven't done a reads with the new club Instagram being up and running, please go on Black Sheep Comic Club Instagram as well. That's going to be tied with the Air Pirates Radio. And obviously my Coffee Munster accounts, because that is the club that I am a part of. So, and it is newer, so we're just now kind of posting stuff. So any love is amazing, but this is going to go on there as well, like my little voiceover whisper stuff that everybody loved and has been asking for. I'm going to do those again. It takes a while because I have to do a whole separate video for that. So that will go up on Instagram, and this one will go up on YouTube. So any books you guys want to do, or if anyone wants to collab, please reach out to me. I want everybody to read. As usual, you guys know what I always say. I hope this video or any of my videos encourage you guys to read more. I know some of you guys don't necessarily enjoy reading, Rick, or other people, but again, reading is really cool because it actually really stifles ignorance, kind of, like, and not in a mean way, but just because it opens your mind to more creativity and out of the box thinking. So, and also it helps your vocabulary, right? Like, you learn new things to say or do. And do, because you know me, I collect mature books, so you never know. You can learn things about all kinds of things when you read. That's the beauty of reading. And then it also can help you if you're feeling down or having issues with something internally, and maybe you don't want anybody's help on that. You can help yourself sometimes by just picking up a book and reading. It's super sick, dude. Super sick. Reading, or the book. I know. I'm trying to encourage Rob to read. You know what? Mike is reading. Mike is like this, like I said, renowned, famous reader now. Like, he's well known in the community as a reader. That's like, once I did that, I was like, okay, I could now at this point, because like, that's a big feat. So back to my shameless plugging. So Black Sheep Comics, please follow that. And then Air Pirates Radio. For some reason, we thought we weren't putting our faces out there enough, so we did do TikTok as well. I'm on TikTok as Coffee Munster, but we have Black Sheep Comics on there as well. So I'm going to try to divide and post different things to different channels so that it's not all the same content. So again, if anybody from the Black Sheep, so if you're watching this live now or later, send me posts or books that you're reading. Even if you don't want to be on it, I will literally do a voiceover for you or clip your video or something, like, as long as you're reading. But that's only if you're, a part of the Black Sheep. I'm not doing that work for everybody. Well, Rick, if you read, I will do that for you. So follow those things. And then, like I said, I'm going to shoot out a couple videos about people in the community to follow, or just shout outs that they sent us, which I really appreciate. So anyone else that can do that too, it's just a little project I'm doing to put together a lot of people's faces from the community, whether you're a small account, big account, or group of people. We want to promote that here on this channel. So hit us up on that as well. And then Saturday night, I think this is my last announcement. Saturday night, we're doing our Saturday Night Comics Live, mouthful, event, which is going to be like our first real one, because last week's was, well, we're going to call it a practice run. You know, we kind of threw out our whole agenda and went with a different one, but we were just happy to be on there with each other. So I think it was a great moment, but this time will be a lot easier, and it's just going to be the crew. So we're going to go through and do exactly what we want to present and share with you guys. So hopefully a lot of you guys could come back and watch that, or hopefully a lot more, because we're a small group right now, which is fine. No, JD, you count as that. So don't be a hater. You can send me anything you want and I will clip it for you. Anything. Okay, so that's it for me, unless anybody had any other comments on any books and stuff, or any questions on the books that I shared. It's like I'm a teacher again. I am going to probably be gaming here in a little bit, so hit me up on Twitch for sure. And then, like I said, if you want to read something or collab on something, hit me up. Just as a quick recap, we'll go through the books and then I will say goodbye. I read, why am I doing this one, even saying this one though, because I can't say it, but Pin-Up-Apocalypse, Pin-Up-Op, issue 1. No Wonder. That one's a cool one. This one is probably lower on the list of this week. I think it was just like a cool point of view perspective. Image Anniversary Anthology. Sweet Tooth, which the show is good too as well. Most of us agree. And then, of course, the stories are great. So I'm going to try to look for the rest of those graphic novels because the books are really hard to find. Goodbye, JD. Goodbye, lady. Yeah, one more time. Yep. Eat and then hit me up. I don't know if you're still watching, I'm going to hit you up too. We're going to do some gaming. So if y'all want to find us on Twitch, it is Coffee Munster with an E, or a 3 for an E at the end. I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to make it easy to find because I'm just messing around on there. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye, y'all.